Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. I'm here today with Nuno commentating on upcoming match with usual contender Abzan Greasefang and a very interesting deck which we're seeing for the first time. They have labeled it, quite interestingly, Japanese Prowess. Nuno, welcome to the commentary. Why don't you tell us about Japanese Prowess?
Hey Dave, thanks for letting me join. Yeah, this Japanese deck basically it's got mystical archive cards, obviously in Japanese, and but it's a very interesting deck because it relies on prowess, lots of card draw, lots of prowess triggers, and making your creature bigger, and just essentially just bring down your opponents.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see it because we've already at this point seen some of our March of the Machines reveals. Prowess seems to be getting quite a lot of support, so a deck to be built pre-rotation with sort of like a game plan is really interesting to see. Like how maybe either how prepared it already is, or like what tools it can use on the new set. Yeah, it's going to be quite an exciting thing to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. And I believe Monastery Minter is getting reprinted as well, so people might have a much cheaper source to get these cards now. So maybe they'll try and experiment with these new cards into Jeskai, maybe Prowess.
Yeah, totally.
I would
Well,
say.
interesting misstep we had there on turn one. The Is It player accidentally went to go first. Ironically, it's a thought seize on turn one from the Abzan player, and they only really revealed ahead of time the Den of the Bugbear. A two creature keep. I don't really know the strategy there. Is that because if we were gonna, well, I don't really know why we're missing spells, why they would not be going down to 6. Maybe just on the pure fact that they thought Thoughtseize is coming, so they better keep more cards in hand, right?
Yeah, I think Thoughtseize here is great. The player can see that there's only two non-land cards in hands. I believe that's a March and in hands. And it makes the Greasefang player more comfortable seeing what's in hands, and so we'll play around it really. Um,
Yeah, like they if they turn one Thoughtseize is great, and if we now see turn two Rafine's Informant, we see Witherbloom Command, but it's a mill source. They're happy to do that because it's drain 2 life, gain 2 life, mill 3 cards, and there is a vehicle heading to the graveyard. Yeah, on track for combo on turn 3, which is what they're always looking to do game 1.
yeah, absolutely, and that's lands to hand as well. So it's gonna have the source to drop Greasefang on turn 3. So is it players now tapped out? So Greasefang play knows there's unlikely there's not gonna be counter spells and like a negate or something, and basically Liliana comes in. We're expecting probably Greasefang, but Liliana kind of gets rid of that creature.
A sensible direction to go, I suppose, as well. Knowing you get rid of that creature. Here's a pathway coming out from the box. Maybe they don't actually have a Greasefang. That's slowing them down.
Yeah, I would assume so because he kind of wanted. And there's
Oh,
another
okay.
Liliana.
Okay, there's a the arena bug live in person there, straight off the top, an additional Liliana. So the
You
Mercurial
go.
Spell Dancer coming down, gonna be a potential recursive threat for cheap spells. I think a bit of excitement for from both players here that um they both have explosive game plans, but here we are with 5 lands each on the board, nearly 5 lands each on the board. The life totals have only ticked down 2. That's not something you usually see in this matchup. It's usually pretty quick.
Oh,
Discard Parhelion. There's the 3 mana turned, and there is Greasefang.
oh my God! And here we go.
And there is
That's
the
a
instant game. So, as we go into sideboarding, let's take a look at some deck lists. Here is the Japanese Prowess list that can be found with all the Japanese Mystical Archive cards in. Are they the best cards? possibly not, but it did give a good naming convention and a bit of fun for our FNN this week. You may see some additions to this deck after March of the Machines. There is some great Prowess support, and could be an opening for an archetype where combo decks are becoming rife. And if you want to see more of this, we post around about 3 to 4 times a week gameplay footage from our local FNM. So subscribe, it's just free and will help us out a lot. Get this channel pushed out there so more and more people can see more and more Paper Pioneer live. We also cover other things here on the channel, so we look forward to seeing you. Moving on to the Abzan Greasefang list, it's pretty much a stock list here on the screen. This is ever changing, and you get to see even more changes and evolution when we have the release of March of the Machines. In the meantime though, this is an absolute tier 1 deck and one of the best ones that can be played in the format, and you do see a lot of sideboards hating on this deck. So question we have here is, how are the Japanese Prowess going to respond? How many of those Tormund's Crypts are we going to see, and how does this play out? So let's take you back to Nuno and game 2.
So, and here we go with the commando. Speaking of
Yeah.
the devil,
Possibly
one phase and the Tomoto script. Okay.
So that's like releasing the safety on the revolver, right? That's the is its statement that you ain't going fast today, Bucko. Which may be a misstep, because now you know this as the Greasefang player, you know that you don't have a turn 3 kill, right? So you maybe take a slightly different angle and a slightly different game plan, that you might need to get yourself to turn 3, turn 4, stabilize, remove the Tormund's Crypt without filling up your graveyard. Little bit of disgust there. We're going to find a swamp, which
Yeah, I'm just wondering, because the Tomorrow script costs 0 mana. Wouldn't it be probably safer to maybe, if you play a creature on turn 2, like the Sprite Dragon, and then cast the Tomorrow script to trigger the
trigger
counter?
Prowess, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be safer maybe? Because it's not going to do much in this turn specifically. So
Yeah,
you're going to cast a creature. Oh, it's going to pass now.
Yeah,
Okay.
and the big counter that Greasefang do have is the Witherbloom command. Why it's still really seeing a lot of play in the decks is Witherbloom command can come down, it can take out Rest in Peace. Here it will as well. It'll take out the Tormund's Crypt, doing minimal damage to the graveyard. And yeah, does make that play questionable, really, as far as making the Tormund's Crypt a valid threat and attack. They take the Temple Garden here because they do need the white source.
Yeah, I'm a bit unsure here why the Tomorrow script could have waited a few more turns.
Yeah.
Here, because you got to wait till turn 3 to see if Greasefang comes in, and then you remove the graveyards. But if you're on the play, you can wait a couple more turns before.
It's a little bit like, though, when you have a deck where you have Rest in Peace to counter Greasefang, and you rest in peace. You keep a suboptimal hand to then actually make sure you can rest in peace on 2, whereas actually you do just need to get a best hand possible. I believe, is this Infuriate that we just saw? Seeing the art, yeah, we just saw an Infuriate off the player there.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, and so here the Tomorrow script will trigger another 1 extra damage, and you would say it. So is the player on? How much life is he on? 17 or 7?
7, right?
7
Right down to
life.
7, yeah. So that was
Could be on 6 with no graveyards.
Yep.
And okay, and
so that's Guardian of Benalia, which you can discard and tap it to make it indestructible. But in this deck, it's just a discard outlet, and has effectively got Ezekiel's Chariot into the bin.
was that Greasefang in hand?
That's Greasefang.
Yeah. Counter spell. That's the Whirlwind. Is it
the Whirlwind Denial?
believe so.
Yep, that's Whirlwind Denial. For each spell and ability your opponent controls, counter it unless the controller pays 4. And now he's just checking Delirium, and that would suggest the ability to traverse into. They tried to shock Guardian Benalia, but discarded Sky Sovereign to it. And they quickly gone through their turns, and
3 life.
3 life. We see Boseiju. We are Rafine's Informant in. I think. Oh man, a confluence just chucked across the field. If they're giving it away, here's Greasefang. Guessing we're gonna take the Sky Sovereign on this occasion. Yeah. So target 3, then target 3.
And then get rid of the other creature.
Yeah.
And swing for 6.
And then unless there's a massive answer off the top here, like there could be a lightning strike off the top. It wouldn't be unheard of. But other than that, this is going to be game.
Yeah.
It's game. So a quick 2-0 there. But little glimpses of the threat that an Is It Prowess deck can be, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's it's really hard to deal with graveyards. If you're playing Izits, or in this case, Japanese Prowess, you gotta rely on counter spells. Yeah, I feel that the player didn't get no Sprite Dragons, which is the creature that gets out of control really quickly. I don't think I've seen any in this game. But yeah, and if you only got the right tools to deal with it in your sideboards.
Yeah, you're right. You might then have a chance. But Marching Machines is going to change things. Pre-releases this upcoming week. We'll have lots of coverage here on the channel. We look forward to seeing you then.
See you again.